Stop focusing on what you can't do and start thinking about the moves that you can make, the moves that you can actively take to improve your future. That's one of the biggest pieces of advice that I love to live by and love to follow, just because it helps motivate me so much. Because so many people just dwell on the things that they can't do, or something happens and they get sad about it, they get mad about it, they have a bad day, it ruins their entire day, your entire work rhythm, your entire flow is screwed up by one minor inconvenience or one little thing happening that you didn't want to happen. And stuff like that is just going to set you back so many more levels. You really need to take accountability for everything that happens in your life. And if there's a little change you can make the little change. One really good example is if you can't drive. Let's say you're not able to drive. You don't have a car. Oh, I can't drive to work. I can't have a job. I can't make money to get a car because I can't have a job because I can't drive, so I can't go to work. That's foolish. It's a terrible mindset. It's horrible, and you're never going to succeed in anything if you don't go get the job, right? But a much better mindset would be, I don't have a car. This fucking sucks. I need to get a car, which means I need to get money, which means I need a job. And if I don't have a car as means of transportation to get from point A to point B, to get from my house to my job, then how else can I get to the job? Could I take A, the bus? Could I take B, a bicycle? Could I C, walk or run or jog? Yeah, any of those things could work. But if you're so focused on what you can't do, you're never going to let your mind create new pathways to what you can accomplish and what you can do. And acting like that is never going to get you to an end result. You can also learn what you can't do. If you can't do something because you don't know how to do it, then maybe it's worth taking a little bit of time out of your life to try and learn that new skill or try to learn how to accomplish something. And people hate to be uncomfortable. You're never going to succeed if you're not okay with being uncomfortable. I hate to break it to you. I woke up this morning at my wake up time, 5 a.m., and I did not want to get out of bed. I wanted to lay in bed. I wanted to hit snooze on my alarm. I wanted nothing more to stay in that warm, comfortable bed and sleep in later till 7, 8 o'clock. Nothing would have felt better than that. But did I get out of bed? Yeah, I got out of bed, and I forced myself to stay strong and disciplined and determined and motivated, and I set out a goal, so I kept that goal. I accomplished my goal of waking up at 5 o'clock. And just because of how I felt in the moment when I was trying to succeed, didn't waver my mindset. It didn't change the outcome. Yeah, I felt like I didn't want to get out of the bed. That's one end of the spectrum. One end of polarity is I don't want to get out of the bed. But the other end of the spectrum, the other end of the polarity is that I told myself I'd get out of the bed at 5 o'clock when the alarm went off, so I'm going to get out of the bed at 5 o'clock when the alarm goes off because I'm not a bitch, and if I set a goal, I'm going to stick to it. You lack dedication, you lack discipline, you lack determination, and you lack motivation. Those are the 4 things that you need to work on, and you actively need to be changing by watching these videos and learning and following along and actively implementing the steps I'm giving you into your life so that you can make these changes and you can get better, you can grow as a person. I think one of the biggest changes you can make is just setting a wake up time before the sun rises. Waking up before the sun is incredibly helpful. It gives you more time. It makes you feel like, it gives you a sense of like, kind of you're doing more. You feel like you have more time because in a way you do have more time, even if you go to bed earlier to balance it out. But it also gives you the sense that you're accomplishing something that's hard to do that other people aren't doing every single day. Look at your David Goggins. Look at your like Elon Musk, your Steve Jobs. Like, do you really think that these people aren't sleeping till 9, 10 a.m.? They're not sleeping past the sun. Like, if you're sleeping till 10, 11 o'clock because you went out drinking the night before, then maybe this isn't the video for you because you're not going to change. Or maybe this is the video for you because you've had enough of that lifestyle and you're sick and tired and sick and tired and sick and tired of being incoherent and not getting anything done in your life. So maybe this is the right place for you to be. So I could help you. I could try and teach you because I feel like that's my purpose because I have these tools from what I've learned from my mistakes, so I could provide some information to other people so they don't have to go through the same hardship that I had to go through, right? Another huge thing is just a morning routine. You can't do something because you don't want to do something. Well, if you write it down, then check it off when you do it. Then if this morning I wake up and I don't want to do something, I can look at my journal and I can look at yesterday's journal entry and I can see, okay, I journaled yesterday. Okay, I checked off all the boxes on my morning routine yesterday. So that means that I definitely have what it takes to be able to check off the boxes again today. And if I wrote it down in my journal, then I have to complete it, or I'm just going to look at my journal and see that I failed. And if I fail, then I'm not going to achieve the goals that I wrote down in the journal. It's one big, giant circle. It all connects itself. And it really all comes down to having discipline, having determination, having an ironclad mental fortitude, and being able to take control of your emotions and take control of situations. People don't have control of their emotions, and you need to master or at least work on improving how your emotions work, right? Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to act upon that feeling. Let me say that again. Just because you feel something doesn't mean that you have to act upon that feeling. The brain is working wonders on you. Your mind is the best salesman around and knows all of your weaknesses. If your mind knows all of your weaknesses, obviously you're stacked up in a losing battle. So you need to improve your motivation, your determination, your discipline, get better discipline, and then now when your mind tries to convince you of something, you're not just letting it take you away. You're not just letting it convince you to do something that you don't want to do, right? Or to convince you to not do something that you know you need to do because you don't want to do it. And just because you don't want to do something doesn't mean that you don't do it, right? That's what we've been talking about this whole time. So in your morning routine, probably have an early wake up. Definitely have an early wake up unless you want to be a bitch. But if you want to be a bitch, then you wouldn't be watching this far. So have an early wake up. Stick to that wake up. Drink some water, get hydrated, take a cold shower, go to the gym, focus on your diet, focus on keeping to your habits, make new small habits, stay on the training protocol. If you said you're going to go to the gym for the first time, go to the gym for the first time, and you know it's going to hurt. You know that going to the gym is going to be painful, and it's not going to feel good when you start. But in 6 months to a year, you're going to feel so much better, and you're not going to have any pain, and you will fall in love with it, because that's what happened to me. I was a 225-pound Teletubby, and then I started going to the gym, and now I look to myself at least aesthetically pleasing. I think that I've come a long way. I definitely have. Lost a lot of weight and put in a lot of determination and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into my craft. And now I'm planning on competing. Right? This video, really watch it and take it in, because you don't want to. You don't want to watch a whole video and be told you're wrong, but if you are being told you're wrong, then maybe you feel like you don't want to do it, or you feel like you can't do it, but you might need to do it. That's just something that I think you need to think about for a little bit. I think it's important to look into yourself and self-reflect on how much you really care about what you're pushing for. I think it's important for you to look in yourself and really self-reflect on how bad you want to achieve that goal. I think it's important for you to look into yourself and really self-reflect on what this means to you. Because to me, it means everything. And I will wake up every day and outwork each and every one of you until you're all in a grave and I'm standing at the top. So if you don't see that as a threat, if you don't see that as a little bit of fuel to your fire, to really light a fire under your butt and motivate you to go out there and get some work done, then I don't know what will. You don't want to do the hard things. You don't want to stick to it. You don't want to be determined. You don't want to be dedicated to any craft because it's hard. Hard work will set you free. Damn, I think I just made a Holocaust reference. But hard work will set you free in life. Because working hard right now and living your life like nobody else does right now means that later on you'll be able to enjoy the fruits of your labors. You'll live your life like nobody else. And the key thing, you'll have fuck you money. And fuck you money means that you can do whatever you want. Do I have that? No, I don't. I still need to work harder. I wake up every day and push myself really hard, but there's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 little things every single day I notice that I can improve on, and I try to implement that the next day because I'm always trying to better myself. I started late on my self-improvement journey, so right now I need to catch up. I need to do things that other people did at a slower speed, but a lot fucking quicker because I need to make up for lost time. And that shit keeps me motivated. That shit keeps me determined, dedicated, and it keeps me focused on doing the things that I don't want to do, doing the things I tell myself I can't do, and always remembering to do the hard things.